morning. We got the engine warmed up and we're ready to go the 33 miles to St Croix. I'm pretty excited about this. Sun will be rising as we're taking off. We haven't done anything more than I think 12 miles when we went to Anegada. Most of everything we've been doing has been 5 miles or less, so this will be a little bit longer for us over some open water, but we're supposed to have great wind for sailing today on a beam reach. We should get there early afternoon. Yeah, should be leaving momentarily. Since the mooring field in Salt Pond Bay is the closest jump-off point to St Croix, we decided to take a small break from our circumnavigation of St John and head over. The next day was our 18th wedding anniversary, and we thought St Croix would be a cool place to celebrate. Motoring out, we got another look at the awesome cliffs of Ram's Head Point as we prepared Holiday for some serious sailing. All right, this is beam reach. We're flying. Look at that wake. Oh man! Moving along, leaving St. John. Headed for St. Croix. It had been about 6 weeks since our last sporty open water sailing when we made the jump from Culebra to St. Thomas. It always takes a while to get used to the heeling and the heavy motion when it's been a long break like that. And I'm pretty sure Lindy was wishing that we were in a comfy anchorage in St. John instead of my idea for a crazy anniversary trip. We're, about 6 miles in already. And we're moving along. It's kind of bouncy. Lindy's definitely not loving it. But we're getting there. I reefed the sails in to sit us up a little and improve the motion. We were still flying along and making great time. All right, we're about halfway across now. The winds have stayed pretty consistent. They'll go down a little, then come back up, and yeah, we're just moving across. The sun's out, so that's kind of nice. You'll see St. Thomas back there. But here we're getting closer and closer to St. Croix. We had settled into the motion of the passage and were now both enjoying it a lot more. It was a beautiful sunny day, perfect sailing, and seeing St. Croix getting larger on the horizon made us feel great. It's times like these that remind me of some of the reasons that I wanted to go cruising in the first place, to reach beautiful islands on the horizon and go exploring. As the son of the sailor, I went out
captain and crew like a man just released from indenture. As a dreamer of dreams and a traveling man, I have chalked up many a mile, read dozens of books about heroes and crooks, and I've learned much from both of their styles. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. Now way in the near future, southeast of disorder, well, you can shake the hand of the mango man as he greets you at the border. And the lady, she hails from Trinidad, island of the spices, with salt for your meat and cinnamon sweet, and the rum is for all your good vices. We got to haul the sheet in as we ride on the wind that our forefathers harnessed before us. Hear the bells ring as the tide rigging sings. It's the son of a gun of a chorus.
In now. Sailing's still going nicely. There's St Croix. You can see buildings and you know, different things on shore at this point. Awesome.
Now where this all ends, I can't fathom, my friends. If I knew, I just might toss out my anchor. So I'll cruise along, always searching for souls. Not a lawyer, a thief, or a banker, but a son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a gun, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. I'm just a son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor. The sea's in my veins, my tradition remains. I'm just glad I don't live in a trailer.
We're 5 hours out now, and still just sailing along. It's been pretty nice. What was once just a couple of small humps way on the horizon has grown into the very large island of St Croix that pretty much takes up the entire horizon in front of the boat. We're getting close to Christiansted Harbor, and about 30 minutes we'll be pulling in the channel. How you doing, Lindy? Better or worse than at the beginning? I'd say so.
St Croix is by far the largest of the U.S. Virgin Islands, coming in at 82 square miles, while St. Thomas is only 32 square miles and St. John 20 square miles. Population-wise, it is nearly equal with St. Thomas, both having around 50,000 people. St Croix has two main cities, Christiansted on the western end where cruise ships dock, and Christiansted on the northeast coast, where we are approaching, has a decent anchorage and is where cruising sailors normally hang out. Soon we were dropping the sails and motoring in the channel after a successful passage. The color change of the water at the shelf, from the deep trench to the shallow reef surrounding St Croix, was spectacular.
We found our anchorage here in Christiansted Harbor. The town's back over this way. And we got everything ready. It's about time to go check it out.
We headed in search of the dinghy dock to do some exploring and scout out spots to go for our anniversary. Right away we saw the town had a lot of cool architecture with a backdrop of lush, tree-covered mountains. We tied up at a nice looking boardwalk area, excited to see Christiansted. It was a beautiful and bustling town, filled with an interesting mix of sights and sounds.
So apparently it's some sort of dog festival here on St Croix. There's dogs everywhere, in costume and everything. Sounds pretty fun. We finished out our day that had begun 32 miles away in St. John back at the boardwalk for some delicious pizza at this cool open-air restaurant. What a day in Christiansted. The town and the boardwalk was an awesome place. It was very cool. Now, time to head back to the boat. Awesome day. It's day 2 here in Christiansted, and today just happens to be mine and Lindy's 18-year wedding anniversary. My gosh, how did we get so old to be married 18 years? What do you think, Lindy?
Yes.
Only old people are married 18 years, I think.
Probably.
So we're gonna go have some fun in town and just chill out again. It's a cool place. Little one there.
We decided to start the day by checking out the Christiansted National Historic Site.
Many of the buildings here date back to the 1700s when the Dutch purchased St Croix from France. Christiansted was a very important center of trade for the Danish West Indies. St Croix was a Dutch colony for the next nearly 200 years, before trading hands a few times, and then finally in 1916 being sold to the United States along with St. Thomas and St. John. With all these hundreds of years old buildings still intact, it's easy to imagine life here during colonial times. They even have some of the old trading equipment like these scales. Famous NBA players from St Croix, Raja Bell, Tim Duncan. Neat. We went to brunch. We walked around and looked at some of the historic sites, and we went grocery shopping, got a couple of jugs of water. Just a nice, normal anniversary, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But anyways, it's the heat of the day right now. It's pretty hot here in St. Croix because it's a light wind day. So we're gonna relax on the boat a little bit, and then it also happens to be Super Bowl Sunday. So we're gonna go back to the boardwalk tonight and have our anniversary dinner and maybe watch a little bit of the Super Bowl. Look at this place, kind of cool looking. Zion Modern Kitchen. Alright, here we go. Looks pretty neat. This place looks awesome. We got a half a chicken with some Crucian gravy sauce, local caught tuna. Oh my gosh.
Delicious. Can't wait.
All right, happy anniversary to us. It's early the next morning. Sun's about to rise over St. Croix. And we're about to sail back to St. John. Not a lot of wind today, so yeah, we'll just have to either sail slowly or we might be using the motor some. You can see the sea state from just the other day is quite a bit nicer, but the trade-off is we're having the motor. Goodbye, St. Croix. It was fun. Awesome place, Christiansted. Still waiting for an appearance of St. John or Tortola on the horizon. Can't quite make them out yet. We finally got the sailing wind. It's pretty awesome out here. So much different than our sail across. Of course, we're going a little slower, but we're on a broad reach. (10 to 13 knots of wind. And this is peaceful sailing right here. Still see St. Croix back there. Yeah. This is really cool. A brown booby just landed on our spreader. Hey buddy, you out catching fish today? Don't poop on our boat. That's pretty cool. So it's the first dolphin we've seen in forever. Oh wow, we got some more coming this way. Oh, it's a big pond. Wow. Here they come. There they went. Oh, that was so cool. We're almost to St. John. Ram's Head. We're headed over to Lameshire Bay and Little Lameshire Bay. It was an awesome, easy passage back across. Adjacent to our previous anchorage of Salt Pond Bay, Lameshire Bay is where we would resume our circumnavigation of St. John. Team Holiday has made it successfully back to St. John from St. Croix, and it was an awesome day. And now we're chilling out in the cockpit, not planning on doing much of anything today. But check out Lameshire Bay. It is awesome here. To cap off a wonderful few days, we settled in to watch a magical sunset from the cockpit of Holiday. All right, we found our anchorage. All right.
Cheers, everybody.
Almost stepped on that dog.